chapter of Words of Radiance is Shallan. And Shallan has, kind of upsetting flashbacks. As a child, her mom tried to kill her, but luckily she had her handy-dandy shardblade and was able to kill her mom instead. Yeah, so the trauma starts really early with Shallan. And then, because of this, her dad slowly goes off the rails and becomes more and more abusive until Shallan has to kill him too. Yeah, everything was awful for Shallan from the very beginning. In the present day, Jasnah and Shallan are on their way to the Shattered Plains when the Ghost Blood gang attacks their ship and kills Jasnah. And it's all very dramatic, and now Shallan has to get street smart really quick to get herself to the Shattered Plains. And along the way, she makes friends with various caravan leaders and deserters from the armies, etc., becomes a leader, kind of levels up in many different ways of awesomeness until she finally gets to the Shattered Plains where she meets her betrothed, Adolin Kholin, who is pretty boy, bad at relationships, but kind of nice. When Shallan gets to the Shattered Plains, she has a drive to figure out why the Ghostbloods killed Jasnah, and so she goes undercover with her illusion powers, becomes a member of the Ghostbloods as Veil. And Shallan and Adolin get to go on a few dates, and they have some really good chemistry and seem to really like each other, and let the shipping begin! #Shadolin! And Adolin's main goal in this book is to duel Sadeas in order to discredit him, because, Sadeas betrayed him and his entire army and left them all to die last book because he's a total snake. But Sadeas won't agree to any of the challenges for the duel, so Adolin has the plan to start challenging all of Sadeas' underlings and slowly taking their shard blades. Adolin gets really frustrated because the underlings aren't accepting either, so Adolin is like, hey, I'll fight you at a numbers disadvantage. And they're like, sure. And Adolin was expecting 2-on-1, but then it turns into a 4-on-1 fight, and Adolin is like, oh crap, I'm gonna die. But luckily, Kaladin Stormblessed jumps in the arena and helps him fight off all the Shardbearers, and they win! And Kaladin gets thrown in jail for his troubles, as you do. When Kaladin finally gets out of jail, Adolin gifts him with a shard blade and shard plate that they won in the duel, but Kaladin doesn't want any of that. So Kaladin gives it to Moash, one of his best buddies on Bridge 4. However, Moash is his own angst because he's really mad at King Elokar for, kind of getting his grandparents killed through neglect and corruption. And so Moash is part of this plot to kill the king, and he's like, Kaladin, you want in? And Kaladin is like, well, I did just get thrown in jail, and I've got so much angst in me right now, so yeah, I'm in. And then Syl, his friend, is like, but Kaladin, you made oaths to be honorable and stuff. So then Kaladin starts losing his surge binding powers. It's all dramatic. And in these critical days when Kaladin does not have his powers, him and Shallan fall into one of the chasms. Dun dun dun. Where they have lots of bonding moments and have really good chemistry and #Shaladin love triangle time! Meanwhile, in Taravangian land, Taravangian is the king of Kharbranth, and he went to the Night Watcher once upon a time in order to get the wisdom and compassion to save the world. And he got that, but never at the same time. So some days he's really smart and really callous, and other days he's really compassionate and really dumb. And on his smartest day ever, he wrote the diagram, which is pretty much a super long and kind of accurate prophecy about all the things that are going to happen, especially around the end of the world. So now there's a secret club called the Diagram, which is trying to figure it out and make sure that the good things happen. Taravangian has also become Szeth's master, and he has ordered him to go around the world, killing various world leaders in order to take power for himself, including, dun dun dun, Dalinar Kholin. Meanwhile, in Dalinar land, Dalinar is seeing this creepy countdown that's appearing on the walls about death and stuff, and Dalinar is super worried about it because, maybe that's connected to all the weird visions he's seeing. This is actually being written by Renarin, his son, who is writing it in secret because he's getting this knowledge through visions of the future, and visions of the future is incredibly taboo because it comes from the evil god Odium. So Dalinar decides that he's going to make an expedition out to the Parshendi lands to take the fight to them and finish the war once and for all. So meanwhile, in the Parshendi city of Narak, there is lots of intrigue. So Eshonai is one of the war leaders, and she wants to, make a treaty and a truce with the humans. Her sister, Venli, has been researching Odium, and she's like, hey, guess what? We could team up with Odium and become super powerful with the void powers. And then everyone else is like, that's a really bad idea. And then Venli's like, but we could do it for science. And then she manages to convince a lot of people. So a lot of the Parshendi become void bringers, and it's real bad. So, when Dalinar's forces finally get to the city of Narok in the center of the plains, the Parshendi have teamed up with Odium and are super powerful, and they summon the Everin Storm, which starts wrecking everything. And as it goes around the world, it gives the Parshman slaves back their sentience and turns them into Parshendi themselves. While the rest of the group is out there in Narok, Kaladin is still in the Shattered Plains capital area, and he finally decides, okay, it's real bad that I was on the team to assassinate the king, and I should put a stop to it, and he does just barely. And then Zeth the assassin shows up, and Kaladin's able to chase him off with his newly reclaimed awesome powers. And he chases him right to where the assassin is trying to kill Dalinar in Narok. And they have an epic battle, and Kaladin shows everyone that he's a Radiant with his awesome shard spear, and Kaladin wins, and Zeth is mostly dead, but then he gets scooped up by the Herald Nail, and that's a future story. So, in the end, Dalinar's army is able to escape through the Oathgate portal to Urithiru, which was the ancient capital city of the Knights Radiant. And in that city, the end of the book, Adolin runs into Sadeas in an abandoned hallway and stabs him in the face! Which is a really violent thing, but also, Sadeas was a total snake.